Hello. Here we are. How's it going, everybody? It's been a while. Um, yeah, I mean it's been a little while. It's been really busy. There's like 4 productions currently going on here, which is very unusual for us. It's been just busy with the job and stuff. I'm around. I check in. I check in on Twitter, although the past few days I've been checking in a lot more. Uh, Feeling a little kind of tired of, not tired of work. I shouldn't say that because it's not true. I love the job. I'm just feeling a bit frustrated just with some of the things we're dealing with now. I've never been a fan of bullying. I've stood up to bullies in my life myself. I haven't had a lot of run-ins with them throughout my life, but the times that I have, I'm quick to try to put them in their place, even though I am the farthest thing from a fighter that you'll ever see in your life. I'm more of a hugger. Um, but that said, just because I've gotten the shit kicked out of me a couple times doesn't mean that I'm going to let somebody get away with talking nonsense. So I'm finding that really frustrating right now because there's some things I'm dealing with through work, not me personally, but like with people at work, trying to help them through some situations, and it really does just make me want to just walk down and have a nice friendly conversation with a couple of people, because I have no time for it. I have no time for people being bullies. I have no time for it, which also makes what's going on in the States even more difficult because I have no fucking patience for that. If you want to act like an ignorant dick, by all means, if you have the ultimate freedom to say whatever you want, but then some guy has the freedom to punch you in your fool ass fucking mouth as well. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. So I had an email a week and a half ago or so from a guy that I had picked up a couple of undergrounds from in the past. I think he had an eBay auction where he was selling off a little bit of his collection. And I said, in the future, he said he was selling off a few things. He has a lot more. If I'm ever interested, is okay if he contacts me. I said, absolutely. Please send me an email. Here's my personal email address. So I heard from him the other day. Maybe I won't say his name just in case. So he sent me a list of what he had, and he had some really good stuff. So I chose a small stack. I do have the chat open. I'm on the computer just in case. I do see there's 3 people watching now. So if you do want to say hello, I am here for real this time, not on my phone. So he sent me a list, and I picked out some things that he had. Great prices, very, very reasonable. And now seeing the comics, considering the shape they're in, very reasonable. So I'm pretty excited about it. We'll start with one that I didn't really know too much about, and I've just started reading. If you see me looking down, you see a nice glow on my face. I have my phone open to some pages on my good old friend Comics Joint, just for a little bit of information as I was reading about these. Holy crap, hello for real, 64-page special. Hello, Mind the Comics. Thank you very much for joining me. The first one is this, the last supplement to the Whole Earth catalog. And it's a magazine called The Realist, and it's issue, what did it say, 89? Yeah, it's actually issue 89 of this groundbreaking tabloid magazine, The Realist. It's from 1971, March 1971. Well over 100 pages, 132 pages it says on Comics Joint. There's not a lot of comics in it, but it does have a bunch of articles in it. Report of a conference at Columbia University on various alternatives, coordinated by Jane Garmy. What else do we got in here? We have some pottery. We have some stories. There's articles on the military, prison reform. I'll just give you a little look inside. A whole bunch of articles that'll be of the time for sure. So yeah, I mean, again, it was cheap enough that it seemed like something great to add into the collection of undergrounds. Now, like I said, there's not a lot of comics in it, but there are some underground artists that do contribute, including obviously Mr. Robert Crumb on the front cover. Almonds, apricots, cancer, and the FDA. So this will be interesting to leaf through. Alternative education in the 70s. That'll be kind of interesting. We'll see how dated it is. I mean, you know, law as a revolutionary tool. There you go. So that's the last supplement to the Whole Earth catalog, 132-page extravaganza. Let me open up the next page here. This one finishes off my Fog City Comics collection. There was 3 issues of this. So this is Fog City number 3. Rand Holmes, Marv Newland, George Metzger, Peter Grant, Rick Shub, Terry Hamilton, Brent C. Boats. So some names that I don't know, but obviously Rand Holmes is the guy, Vancouver. This one's a pretty beefy issue as well, too. How many pages? 68 pages from June of 1969. Very, very cool. And again, really, really nice shape. Brent Boats almost looks a little Corbin-ish right there. The smell of old comics. It's just, yeah, it's fantastic. It's just such a great thing. And there you go. Fog City Comics, number 3. Another addition to my Zap Comics collection. This one is 250 cover, issue number 8 with Robert Crumb. 250 looks like the 3rd printing according to Comics Joint. And just like in Mad Magazine, the usual gang of idiots in here. Moscoso, Wilson, Crumb, Robert Williams, etc., etc. Gilbert Shelton. Looks like another solid issue of Zap. I saw recently the Zap collection, the hardcover collection, I think that Fantagraphics put out. And as beautiful as that looks, the price is still pretty daunting on it. I think this was even a used copy. I don't remember it being sealed or not. There we go. Even more Crumb. This guy was clearly a Crumb fan. There was a number of Crumb-related books on his list. This is Bizarre Sex, issue number 8, with a Crumb cover. I only have 2 other issues of Bizarre Sex. It's one of the, as popular as it was, this anthology was, it's not one that I run into a lot when I do find underground comics. I'm sure, actually, you know, I don't even remember seeing too many of them on my eBay searches. You'll find the odd issue here and there, but it may be one of those like Yellow Dog that people just hold on to. And the Yellow Dog, I don't see a ton of those either. I just keep running into the same issues. A lot of artists that look like other artists. This is Steve Stiles here, looking very much like a Guy Caldwell. Very similar facial features, especially here. Nude Nancy. Yeah, well, welcome to the channel. Here we go. Some more. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. Looks like a good one. And on the Guy Caldwell tip, I finally have some, it's not the whole run, unfortunately, but I think 5 issues of his rip-off press doll. I think this was from the 80s. Oh, I'm wrong, 1991, so even later. I thought it was mid to late 80s. Apparently a story about a guy who falls in love with a sex doll. I've heard really great things about it. I do love Guy Caldwell, as you know, so I'm looking forward to digging into this. So this is issue 7. I don't remember how many issues it ran. I want to say 12, but I don't know for sure. A little peek on the interiors. There you go. Balance it out a little bit. Naked ladies to naked men. Yeah, so that'll be good. So issue number 7, issue number 6, issue number 5, with an ad for Central Body that I picked up, I think it was earlier this year. Issue number 4. And then jumping right to issue number 1. So even with the few missing, I might still just jump in and read them anyway. I'll have another look on eBay, see how easy it is to come by for a good price. If I can maybe pick up the ones I'm missing, or maybe get the whole thing. And then finally, just a small stack. Let me take it out of the bag here. It's American Flyer Funnies, and I believe this is issue 2. It was a 2-issue run. Let me just open the page here. April 1973, 36 pages from Last Gasp. Larry Wells, Larry Sutherland, and Larry S. Todd. American Flyer Funnies number 2. It's a great back cover. A little more on the kind of psychedelic tip for this one. And there was apparently something in here. Let's see if we can find it. Few stories. Opens with Larry Wells giving us another Wyatt Winghead adventure, in which Winghead uses his amazing brain power to dethrone a dictator and thwart a hostile invasion of his adopted society, Earth. Larry Sutherland also reprises the righteous Right On Squad for another battle, this time with neo-Nazis. But according to Comics Joint, Larry Todd's Star Wench on Mars that steals the honor for best of the best in American Flyer 2. So this is the Right On Squad here. Let's have a peek at... I love it. I love it. It's great stuff. Thank goodness the undergrounds exist for me to just completely dive into just over-the-top, ridiculous comic book fare. There we go. Star Wench on Mars. I'll probably sit and read this comic tonight, I think, before sleeping. Yeah, so there we go. Fighting Nazis, how dated, exactly. How dare they inject their SJW bullshit into my dirty, cock-filled underground comics. Makes me sick. Anyway, that's about it. I hope everybody's well. It's just been a kind of shitty weekend, and I hope everybody's okay, and I hope everybody is dealing with it. And as I told somebody on Twitter the other day, taking a break from the internet is not a bad thing. It really is. It really can become overwhelming. Honestly, the breaks even lately that I've taken from Twitter really do help. It's just that with everything that happened this weekend, I happened to hop onto Twitter literally 5 minutes after the major crash and killing happened. So I got sucked into it immediately, and it kind of devoured the rest of my weekend. And just following it from there and just kind of shaking my head at every turn and cursing out loud. But for your health, do try to take a break. But also stay engaged, just stay at least keeping one toe in that shit-filled water to some degree. Pay attention to what's going on. Try not to write it off totally. I know that's hard because it is easy just to not even fucking pay attention to any of that stuff, but it's pretty important to still be watching what the hell is going on. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks very much, 64-page special, Mind the Comics, and the two mystery viewers who are out there. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit, and we'll talk to you real soon. See you later.